Hi guys, my name is Nachiketa and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to use Azure Machine Learning Studio, which is an amazing service by Azure which lets you create machine learning models using drag and drop functionalities. All your workflow remains the same of getting a data set, cleaning the data set, training a model and evaluating that. I'm just going to show you how to do that in Machine Learning Studio. I'm assuming you have knowledge of machine learning. If you don't, do check out my previous videos. So I'm going to get started straight away. Just simply go on to studio.azureml.net. It redirects you to the home page and you simply sign in. And I'm already signed in. It will automatically redirect you to a page that looks like this, right? You'll have lots of options. You have to create services, web services, data sets, etc. We're going to create an experiment, right? I'm going to create a machine learning model from scratch, and maybe in a different tutorial we'll see how to deploy that as well. So just click on the new icon to create a new experiment. You have lots of saved experiments to explore and see how it works. But if you're gonna create a blank experiment to start from scratch, concept is pretty simple. Like in any data set, you have to load a data set, and there's a column called saved data sets over here, right? And it has lots of samples. You can either export your own data set or use a saved one. So I'm going to use a saved one, but if you want to experiment, you can on a saved data on a new data set as well. So I'm going to use a dataset called restaurant customer ratings because it is perfect for practice. It has lots of missing values that we'll learn to pre-process as well. So let's start by having a look at the data. You simply click on the icon which displays the number, and it will tell you what you can do with the data. You can download that or you can visualize that, which you want to do, right? And it should take some time to load it. And you'll get a table looking like this. You can see all the you can see the entire data set, and you can visualize that as well, right? Column by column, right? You can have an histogram, or you can see a box plot as well, like clicking on the view as icons, right? You can toggle that to a box view for whichever it is applicable, right? So you have lots of parameters of a restaurant customer basically, right? And based on the customer, certain parameters of the customer, you want to predict something. For example, based on the fact that he's a smoker and he has certain dress preference and a certain ambience he's looking for, you will be able to probably predict the budget that he has for a restaurant, right? So this is the data set that we'll use on, right? So you can easily visualize that. You can also see that we have some missing values, right, in lots of data sets, which is going to be a problem for us. So we're going to have to deal how to pre-process that as well. So after visualization, the first step is to select the columns that we want, right? Because not all of the columns were relevant, right? We don't need the religion, we don't need the height and weight of the customer to predict something. So simply search column, and it has an option called select columns in dataset, right? Under the data transformation category. So I simply drag and drop that, and you simply have to connect the two dots. Basically the restaurant customer data is sending the output, which is the input to the select column drop box, right? So now you have to select which columns you want, right? That's why it's showing this exclamation mark in red. So simply click on launch column selector, and you have to mention which columns you want. These are all the available columns. So let's start by selecting all of them and move that to the selected columns category, and whatever you don't want, just move that back. I don't want the user ID, I don't want the latitude, longitude, and I'm pressing the control button to select multiple columns, right? So I don't want the height as well, I don't want the weight as well, the color, not the religion, and I move them back. And these on the right side will be the selected columns that will be used for the data modeling. Click on the tick mark and I'm good to go. Before giving it to any machine learning model, I have to make sure that there are no missing values. So that's basically data pre-processing. So you can search missing. I think it should show, yeah, there's an option of clean missing data. Just drag that over here, and the output from the select columns in dataset is going to go into this one, right? And it basically gives you two things: the clean data and basically how the transformation was done. And over here you have options of how you want to clean the data, right? So basically you can replace the missing values with the mean, median, mode, or you can remove the entire row. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the missing values with the median, which makes sense, right? Whenever a value is not there, you have lots of option, and I'm replacing it with the mode, right? Because it makes sense, the most frequent value that which is occurring, I replace it with that. And if all values are missing in the column, I simply remove that column, and now I run it, and if there's an error, it should show an error, but let's see. So after my data set is ready, there's an important step we have to do, which is splitting the data set into testing and training part. Basically, I'll be training my model on one data set and test the accuracy of that on the other section. So you can just search split, right? And it should give you this option of splitting the data set. Just drag that onto your workspace. The input for that would be, of course, your clean data, right? And you have to mention how many rows you want, right? So basically how much percentage should be for testing and training. So if I keep that as 0.75, 75% of the data would be for training, the rest 25 for testing, right? That's it. Now I ready to train the model. So simply search for the option of training a model, and just drag that onto your workspace. The input would be your training section, right? And you have to give the input of which machine learning model you want to use. Since this is a classification problem, right, we're gonna search for a classification algorithm. It's upon you which one you want to use. Experiment with that, see which one's giving you a better accuracy. For now, I'm going to use a multi-class decision forest, which is nothing. It's simply a collection of decision trees, right, which is why the name forest. But I'm not going to get into the working of that, which I've covered in plenty of different videos, which you can check on my channel, right? You have the parameters of number of decision trees, maximum depth, right? You can experiment with that. So after that, you can train your model, but this exclamation mark is coming, which means so far you've only given a data set. You've not mentioned which one is the output. What are you trying to predict? So you click on launch column selector. So you can directly select which column you want, right? What do you want to be the output, right? The rest of all the columns will be the input for deciding that. So I'm going to try to predict the budget that the user is looking for. Now after training a model, you want to check how good it is, right? You want to check the accuracy. So you can simply search for score, right? Scoring your model, and drag that option over here. The input for that is going to be, of course, your trained model. It's going to use a trained model and make predictions on the testing set, not the training set, right? So in the split data option, we had two outputs, right? One was the data set 1, which is training section. The other was the testing section. So we connect that over here, right? And you'll be, once you run that, you'll be able to see the accuracy. However, to visualize that, we have another option of evaluating your model, which you can see over here. So if you simply drag that, you'll be able to visualize that with the confusion matrix and everything. So you simply supply it this code data set, and that's it. You simply run this, and it will give you a nice looking visuals and all the metrics as well, right? So once it has completed, you simply click on visualize. So you can see the metrics over here. The average accuracy is 70%, not good, not really bad as well, considering that the data set was pretty small. And you can see the confusion matrix over here, right? So this is the actual class over here and the predicted class. So when the actual class was high, 100% of the time it is predicting as low. So you might have to vary the input attributes or try for a higher larger data set. For low, when the actual class was low, it is equally predicting for all three classes. Again, not a good sign. The medium class, however, is doing comparatively better, which is 66% of the times it's making correct predictions. 33, it is classifying it as low. So as a data scientist, you'll have to look for a bigger data set, right, and vary the input attributes, and maybe vary the machine learning algorithm as well. So this was not how to get a good accuracy. This video was basically how to create a machine learning model, right, the entire workflow. So if you did like this video, do like, share, subscribe. In the following videos, I'll show you how to deploy this as a web service as well. And if there's anything else you want to see, do leave that in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching.